Apparently, Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua only did 33 million viewers, and apparently that's not good. Okay, so Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua only do 33 million. Others did better on Netflix. So let's scroll in. I ain't read it. It says 33 million. That's the number. MVP wants everyone staring at. Context matters more. For a global event, that figure isn't dominant. It's solid, but nowhere near the hype. Especially when you put into the next tonight's that actually shifted gravity. Jake Paul and Mike Tyson did 108 million. Canelo and Crawford did over 41 million viewers globally. Were moments people felt they had to see. This one, people checked in, then drifted. 33 million tells you interest was soft. This wasn't an audience growth. It was an audience sorting itself out. Mike and Jake Paul, excuse me, because it felt dangerous, age, weight, unknowns. People wanted to see how ugly it can get. Canelo and Crawford worked because it was real tension, skill, risk, legacy risk. A fight where both men could lose, something that actually mattered. Paul and Joshua didn't have that. Once it came clear that Joshua wasn't confused, wasn't hesitant, and wasn't under pressure, the curiosity bled out. Heavyweight math took over. Size plus discipline beats ambition every time. Viewers since that early, even they can't even if they can't explain it, they tuned out once the answer feels inevitable. That what this number really means says about Jake Paul events. Paul still pulls numbers, no argument, but the drop tells you something more important. The audience doesn't automatically follow him into any fight. They follow him into uncertainty. Once the fight looks like a controlled demolition, the noise fades. That wasn't old Tyson. This wasn't a coin flip. This was a man stepping several floors too fast, and the viewers knew it. That's why 33 million matters. No, because it's big, because it turned out smaller than expected. What it means going forward, if this trend holds, if Paul's next fight doesn't carry real doubt, the numbers will slide again. That's the risk. The brand depends on danger, no outcomes. And for Joshua, the numbers cuts quietly too. Beating Jake Paul didn't bring new eyes to him. It brought Paul's crowd and lost a chunk of it along the way. So basically, he said they didn't carry retention. It didn't. That 33 didn't build. Could have been 19 to 20, 20, whatever. Joshua needs a real test. Someone like Deontay Wilder, if he wants to prove that he still chops to compete at the top. If this hadn't stalled, if it had dragged, if Joshua had looked unsure for even a couple rounds, 33 probably would have turned into a longer term problem. Instead, it's confirmed something simpler. If Netflix doesn't keep delivering real drama, it'll lose the very audience that showed up for the spectacle. Without that, even big viewers won't be enough to keep it irrelevant in boxing. So basically, it's saying that Jake Paul had to be in danger, and that 33 didn't build the way that 33 should have built. It should end up being 53, 63, 73. It should have been building, and for the most part, the viewership slid. That's what they saying. The viewership slid. It slid. And for the most part, it's between both. Well, at least Joshua's not much of a showman in the ring or nothing like that. But I didn't watch. I didn't have any. I didn't have any care to watch. To be real, I'm not supporting the clown show. I've been telling y'all that I'm about real shit. A lot of these YouTubers, they gonna go wherever the viewers is. They have no YouTube integrity, no self integrity. They're gonna go where they can make money at. A lot of them niggas was covering that John Gotti and Floyd Mayweather shit. They don't have any integrity. This is why they treat them, even though they're their number one credential media source. They gotta beg the major media sources to come to their fights. But a lot of these smaller, YouTube channels or media outlets, they blindly support these events, and they show up to these small market events and shit like that. And then when the big events come, guess what? They tell them kick rocks, you can't get in. We're gonna let the bigger ones. That's why they treat y'all like $2 hoes, because y'all have no self integrity. Y'all don't know when to say, you know what, I ain't gonna cover this. They have no self-awareness. They have no digital footprint awareness. They gonna cover anything for viewership. That just lets you know how thirsty these dudes is. A lot of these dudes eating off this. I ain't mad at it. You can do it, you can do it. But that's why a lot of they stuff, a lot of these dudes, they sound funny, or it sounds compromised. They can't really say what they want to say. I ain't gonna say the YouTuber's name, but it was a brother. He tried to play right down the middle. My boy Ryan Mexico kind of call him. He be talking about he's a coon and shit. I can't call him a coon, but I like him. But he was basically he basically said some shit that he usually don't say. He was basically like, yeah, this is why women don't deserve to have rights in other countries. And I'm like, oh shit, he went off script. I was gonna tell him myself. I said, oh shit, this brother went off script. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man. I'm like, man, I'm like, okay, he really like this really like fuck with him. You feel what I'm saying? It's really had him fucked up and shit. And I find it funny, but a lot of these dudes don't have no integrity, bro. All these dudes don't. They gonna cover whatever they want to cover, but for the most part, Jake Paul pivoted into the female, stratosphere, and maybe he can keep that rolling and do that. But he did what he's supposed to do. He did what he's supposed to do. Made his money, made a name, and I mean, for him, what more? If he made 94 million, what more you need to step back in there? Honestly, so um, so when they say he got the bag, I'm telling you what I heard allegedly they got. I thought somebody sent me something. Hold on. So they said, Jake Paul got 94 and AJ got 80 million. So if they was able to get that much money out of Netflix, shout out to them. But real boxing is dying, bro. Real boxing is dying. And that's what when you got a gimmick run out. A gimmick ain't even a hustle. You know what I'm saying? A gimmick not even a hustle. A hustle, you can get it back. You can hustle it back. You know? A gimmick is not even a hustle. A hustle, you can get it back. These dudes running a gimmick. My bad. These dudes running a gimmick. So, but for the most part, he got his bread, and if that's enough for them, for him to get that money, and that's enough to do it. Shout out to them. Shout out to them. So, so, but with Joshua, we'll see if this can parlay to his next fight. Fury fight, he said he prefers the Fabio Wardley fight over this. Who knows? Who knows? So, but like I said before, how longer will Netflix be in the clown show? And a lot of these dudes, a lot of these dudes, a lot of these dudes, they don't care about the sport. A lot of these fighters, instead of fighting the best and doing what need to be done, they don't care. They don't care shit about the sport. They care about their pockets. And then when they look back and see what was done or what wasn't done, now they gonna be mad. Now they gonna be mad. Now they gonna be mad. So, but we'll see. We'll see. But good money for them. We'll see if Netflix continue to invest. Hold on real quick. But, you know, let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live drop video. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist for more videos like this, or boxing news playlist for more videos like this. Hit the link tree, join the Patreon. You can find me everywhere there: Instagram, Facebook, Kick, Twitch. Peace.